All right, so let's take a look at the type of conditions we can set on a CloudWatch alarm. So here is the form. You can see we have static and anomaly detection. We're going to focus on static first. So static is the most common type that you're going to probably use. And then you can define the condition of the alarm. So greater, equals, lower equals or lower. Most people go with greater. And then you can define the threshold. So whatever the value you want it to be, it's going to be relative to the type of alarm you set based on the metric you're working with. So an example is you could create a CloudWatch alarm because you want to avoid unexpected charges. And so in that case, you'd use the estimated charge metrics. You'd set the threshold type to static. You'd set the alarm condition to greater, and you'd set it to $50. So there you go. That's the static side. Now let's go look at anomaly detection, which is a bit more complicated, but very, very cool. So let's say you have reoccurring data points that breach a static threshold, but this would not be considered unusual behavior. So imagine every morning all your company employees log in, so you have a spike of traffic for 30 minutes. So using a static threshold type, it would trigger an alarm. But the thing is that the state would technically be a false positive. What do I mean by that? Well, imagine if you just have this line, right? And so you have these dips, okay? So the thing is that it's not unusual traffic. It's just that you're going to have those spikes every period of time. So this is where anomaly detection comes into play. What you can do is instead of defining a single static line, you can define a band that wraps around the actual data points there. So the idea is that instead of it being a single line, the idea is that it works with that band. And so unless something radically changes, it's not going to trigger. And that's a lot more flexible. So there you go.